This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. A federal judge has refused to dismiss a lawsuit brought by two tribes against President Trump over his permitting of the Keystone XL pipeline, claiming it violates treaties and the U.S. Constitution. The Rosebud Sioux Tribe and Fort Belknap Indian community say federal agencies have a duty to consult with tribes. In South Dakota, during water management hearings, a Rosebud official outlined the lack of tribal consultation. Victoria Wicks reports.
Ben Rod is the Rosebud Tribe's Historic Preservation Officer. During water hearings earlier this month, Rod testified that TC Energy has not given the tribes adequate opportunity to survey the pipeline route. Here, Rod is questioned by TC Energy attorney James Moore.
Was the Rosebud Sioux Tribe offered a chance to participate in the development of a programmatic agreement for the Keystone XL pipeline?
Yes, it was.
And the Rosebud Sioux Tribe chose not to participate, is that correct?
We chose not to participate simply because the process had not been satisfied yet up to that point.
Rod tells Moore that the tribe had repeatedly asked for topographical GPS maps and did not receive them, and so the tribe, at Rod's recommendation, did not participate.
We do not know where this is going. We do not know where it is on the landscape, in what proximity to what sites that we hold significant.
On the day Rod testified in South Dakota, federal judge Brian Morris released a decision that Rosebud and Fort Belknap's lawsuit could go forward in Montana. Judge Morris denied requests by TC Energy and the Trump administration to dismiss the tribe's claims. Morris held that tribes own inherent sovereign powers that include the authority to exercise some level of civil jurisdiction over non-Indians on their reservations, fee lands, and surface and mineral rights. Morris wrote that Rosebud has sufficiently made its case that TC Energy is required to comply with tribal laws. For National Native News, I'm Victoria Wicks in Rapid City, South Dakota.
33 bison were transferred this week from Yellowstone National Park to the Fort Peck Reservation in Montana. It marked the first transfer of female bison to the tribe through a current quarantine program to make sure the animals are disease-free. Rachel Kramer with Yellowstone Public Radio reports.
Wildlife managers early Monday morning loaded up 14 females and their calves, along with 5 bulls, into a trailer at the Stevens Creek Capture Facility in Yellowstone. Robbie Magnan, the fish and game manager for the Assiniboine and Sioux tribes, followed the semi-truck as it hauled the bison nearly 500 miles to the Fort Peck Indian Reservation.
I'm feeling really great. We've always wanted to get females.
He called it an exceptional bonus because some of the females are pregnant, so the tribes get more calves in the spring. Magnan said the new arrivals will spend the next year in the tribe's $500,000 quarantine facility and be tested regularly for brucellosis, a bacterial disease that can cause pregnant bison, cattle, and elk to abort their fetuses. He said the bison will then be sent to a tribe or federal agency trying to boost its conservation herd. This summer, the Fort Peck tribe sent its first graduates of the quarantine program, 5 bull bison, to the eastern Shoshone of the Wind River Reservation in Wyoming. Nearly 5,000 bison live in Yellowstone National Park, and over half of them test positive for brucellosis. There hasn't been a confirmed case of bison spreading the disease to cattle, but wildlife officials say this is in large part due to keeping the population from getting too large. The interagency bison management team earlier this month set goals of hunting 200 to 300 bison that migrate out of the park this winter and capturing another 400 to 600 to be shipped to slaughter. A park biologist said the quarantine program has space for 110 bison. For National Native News, I'm Rachel Kramer in Bozeman, Montana.
And I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced by Kawanak Broadcast Corporation, with funding by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Support by PrairieEdge.com, where you can find a full selection of Pendleton products, traditional ledger art, beadwork, and quill work, as well as a complete line of Native books, music, and movies in Rapid City or online at PrairieEdge.com. Wopila. For Native Americans affected by domestic violence, the Strong Hearts Native Helpline offers peer-to-peer support and resources. It's safe, confidential, and toll-free at 844-7-NATIVE. Program support by the National Indigenous Women's Resource Center.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.